I'm Connor Northrup, and I'm joined by UFC bantamweight Hunter Azure, who is slated to fight Brian Kelleher on the May 13th UFC card. How you doing, Hunter?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and obviously, before we, started taping this, we were talking about, COVID-19 and everything, but, I saw that, you had a pretty positive thing happen during this. You had a birth of your son. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And what was that kind of like too? Because I saw a lot of things about COVID-19 and how some fathers couldn't be in the delivery room when this was going on, things like that, precautions. What was kind of your experience?
Well, luckily I was able to be in there. There was like we kind of kept up with the doctors and stuff as like in the final month, and at first it was they weren't sure if I was going to be able to be in there, but then things a little cleared up a little bit, so I was able. I was the only one able to be in there, so but it was good. The hospital experience was a little different, like because we're like in a quarantine room as like a zero pressure room or something. So
Okay.
that was different. Then yeah, like the cafeterias, everything was shut down, and I was in there for 2 days, so it was hard to eat. Um, yeah, just like the hallways were empty. We couldn't just get up and go when we wanted. So it was different, but and having the newborn son, that made it all good and worth it. So
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, when you have a newborn, there's different obstacles that come with that. Has that affected your fight camp at all too? Like you said, there was kind of like you weren't able to, with the cafeteria and stuff, it was hard to get food, that kind of thing. And especially having a newborn, their sleeping schedules kind of off. Has that affected your training at all?
no, it hasn't. My girlfriend, she helps out a lot. When it's time for me to train and take care of my business, she lets me go do it, and then when I come home, we just switch roles, and she takes care of her job, and I take care of our kid. But sometimes our schedules will mix. But she has family down here, so we get a lot of help, and so things been actually pretty smooth. And baby sleeps good at night, so we wake up like one time a night for maybe 30 minutes. So
All
and
right.
it's good. Yeah.
That's not too bad. And then, obviously, I've talked to other fighters about it too, and when they have kids on the way, or they just had a child, they'll talk about how they kind of adds motivation. I mean, do you feel extra motivation with just having that another mouth to feed?
Oh, for sure, man. Like even when first found out we were having a baby, like that even brought more motivation. That was probably 3 weeks before my debut in the UFC, so that was some motivation there. But man, once he was born and brought him home, that definitely changes a lot, changes the mindset. So it's just uh, after meeting him now and taking care of him, it's like I want to give him the best life. So it just motivates me to get out there, train, work my butt off, and but enjoy it too.
Yeah. And in a time too with like that's filled with like so much like negativity and like uncertainty. I mean, it seems like for you, you've had some kind of positives. Obviously the birth of your son, but you also get to continue working now too. The May 13th card. So I mean, what's kind of this time been like for you?
I mean, it's been crazy. Like with supposed to be on the April 8th fight on April 18th, and then leading up to that was pretty crazy. That's when the whole quarantine, everything was starting. Not knowing if we're fighting, so that messes with the mind a little bit. But then I was able to get like a week off with the birth of the son and just kind of recover, get bounce my weight back up, everything, rehydrate correctly. Um, but yeah, everything's been good. I try to stay out of the media and just
Mhm.
I try not to let any of that negativity get to me. Just I know what I need to take care of, so I just try to look forward to that.
Yeah. How beneficial was that week that your son was born too? Because you just said you kind of had a nice little like week off.
Dude, it was great because that was a full camp I put in. Like it was literally up to the I was a week out and they got canceled. So I was able just to yeah recover my body correctly, just hang out at home with the son, and it was great. Just let my mind settle and body heal. I mean, and then just get right back to it. So I feel like it was just great timing to get back on this card.
Yeah. And being a guy too who was so active too, especially like when you're on the Contender Series too. I know you had fought, I think it was like 4 or 5 times within like a year span, maybe even 6. You know, to fight that often and then to go to a point where it's like you don't really know when that next fight is going to be. How frustrating was that for you?
It was frustrating coming off that debut. I was ready to go by the end of the year again, and that was in September. So, and then just waiting and waiting. It messed with my mind a little bit, but my coaches kept me clear-minded and we just worked on the things I needed to work on, just stayed active in the gym, took rest time when I needed it. So it was just great, like able to focus on myself and what I needed to work on, just become a better martial artist instead of just worrying about a camp and getting my weight right and focusing on one certain opponent.
Yeah. And now you mentioned earlier too that you were on the original, 249 card. Once that was kind of off the table, were you in the UFC's ear a lot about like, hey, like whenever you do have these cards, I want on?
Yeah, I was staying on my manager, just asking like as soon as I get back up, I'm ready. I was keeping my weight good, eating healthy. I was still getting little work in, so I was just keeping on them. Like as soon as it starts bouncing back, our cards get rolling again, like make sure my name's on there or just keep tossing it in the mix. I'll be ready to go whenever.
Yeah. And now that UFC 249 is this Saturday too, we're starting to see, different fighters and media post stuff about kind of the operations going on in Jacksonville and stuff like that. With a thing that is like so unique and just, never really been done before. I mean, do you have any concerns going into fight week that it's going to be kind of different?
I mean, I feel like every fight week's I haven't had the same fight week yet from Contender Series. UFC was it was my debut, so that was new to me. So it's just another thing that's new, and man, I just got to keep my mentality right, my head right, just stay focused, and man, just let things happen as they do, and I just got to be ready to fight Wednesday night.
Yeah, and you just mentioned two Contender Series, which is on a Tuesday. Does that kind of, I guess, and even like it's a smaller venue too, does that, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like, does that experience help you going into this? The fact that this is on a Wednesday, kind of a weird time in the week?
Yeah, I feel like it will because Contender Series is Tuesday. I'm fighting Wednesday. It's going to be an empty arena. Contender Series is basically an empty arena. So, I mean, yeah, I feel like it's going to be pretty similar to Contender Series. And then just my training, we've been making sure there's been no music, no people, like keep it quiet and just try to keep it as similar as we can.
Yeah. How much do you feel like a no crowd kind of environment is going to affect you too? Are you someone that really feeds off, the audience?
Man, I came from Montana, so I've competed in some shows, wrestled some places where there was no one. So, man, it's just another day, and it's still a fight, man. They get to watch us on TV, so that's better.
Yeah. And then just going into your career a little bit too. I mean, you said you're from Montana. I know you won, four state championships of high school there too. I mean, but being such a wrestler base too, and I mean, I think we saw in Contender Series and your debut. I mean, your striking skills. I mean, in both fights, you hurt the guys, on a number of occasions. I mean, how far do you feel like your striking has come in those last 2 fights?
Oh man, my striking's been improving a lot. It's been a focus I've been on because I mean, like wrestling background, I got to make sure my hands are good, boxing's good, kicks. You got to have all the defense. So it's been great, and with the 7 months off, I feel like this is going to be by far the best. Striking, wrestling, just the best martial artist I've ever been. I'm excited to show it.
How much has that striking kind of opened up that wrestling too, to be able to set up maybe just different approaches?
Yeah, that was my problem. I wasn't able to mix well with them, but with this time off, I've been able to be better at combining them, opening up my hands. That opens up my wrestling better. My wrestling's there, it's gonna open up my hands better. It's just, like I said, becoming a more well-rounded martial artist and just focusing on those little things. and just realizing and being confident in my aspect of as a fighter.
Yeah. And I saw you followed Eddie Chow too from Fight Lab to Fight Ready. I mean, how big of an impact has he had on your striking?
Oh man, Eddie's been great striking coach. Like he knows what I need to work on, and I trust him so much as a coach. That's why I followed him. So like whatever he wants me to work on, he tells me to do things. I just do it. Like sometimes they ask me what I want to do, but I'm like, you guys know what I need to do. So I just that's why I have my coaches. I just put all the trust in them, and I'm going to listen to what they want me to do. So
yeah. And you hurt both of your opponents on the Contender Series and in your UFC debut too. Do you know with 2 decision wins too? I mean, do you feel any pressure to go out here and get the finish?
no, I don't feel no pressure to get a finish. The important thing is just having a good fight, showing the best me there is, just showing that I'm growing, and this can't be a boring fighter. They don't want to see a boring fighter in there. So as long as I have action and push forward, I know I have a heart, cardio. So it's just about showing that, and yeah, just taking care of business basically.
Yeah. And you're fighting Brian Kelleher too. How much do you know about Brian?
I've been watching him like before I was even offered him.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just someone I knew that I was going to be fighting coming up in one of these next few fights. His best thing is his guillotine, man. If I stay out of that, I feel like I'm the better fighter everywhere. So it's just, just to stick to my game plan and just be smart. We're both up at 45 now, so that's going to help with the recovery from weight cut. Man, I just feel like everything's leading good for me.
Yeah. And then obviously, we talked about it in the beginning too, but just, the fact that, it's finally here, it's less than a week away, your fight too. I mean, just, what kind of excitement do you have just, for this upcoming Wednesday?
Man, I'm excited. This excitement's been building up for 7.5 months. So, and it's just a good time to go with everything slow in the world right now and things going on. It's just a good thing for the UFC to be able to let us fight and take care of business, get paid. I mean, it clears our minds, lets us feel like things are normal again. Just get out and travel, hang out with the team. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Jacksonville before either, so that's just another one to mark off.
Yeah. And does it feel weird too, just having that 7th month layoff, a guy who was so active? I mean, does it feel strange, this approach?
It was feeling strange, but now that it's fight week, it's like everything just feels normal again. My body's ready to go. It's crazy how like once you get close, your body just knows like it's wants to eat healthy. It's recovering. It's I don't know. I'm just excited, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and was your fight camp in this fight too? Like, was it a lot different than like a normal fight camp would be? Like, did you feel like you had a lot of restrictions?
Yeah, I mean, because we didn't have our full team practices. It was just our coaches and then the partners I needed to have in. So, it was different because practice-wise and switching gyms and all that, like going back and forth, not knowing where we're training, having to get some outside work in, stuff like that. Going to buddies' garages, would roll in theirs. Mm-hmm. Just staying as active as I could. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, Hunter, I mean, that's it for my question. Anything that maybe you thought we'd talk about and we didn't get to?
No, man.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, hey, I wish you the best. Safe travels. Congrats on the birth of your son, and I wish you the best.
Hey, thank you, man. Have a good day, and thanks for having me.